Welcome to the Ideal Minute. Today we are at the coolest Ace Hardware, in my mind, in the world. Today we're going to meet with Joe. Joe is the owner of not only this Ace Hardware, but 8 around. He has taken an opportunity to look at our school, and so we figured we would come and meet with him and talk about his Ace, because it is the place. Let's go in and meet Joe. We're going to go in the exit. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Clay. How you doing?
Hey,
good to see you.
Good to see you.
Welcome to Ace.
Thank you. Thanks for taking the time to show us your store.
Oh, great. Glad to do it.
Yeah. Took a little bit more time to walk through, and it's pretty impressive.
Well, thank you.
And everything that you got.
Been here over 60 years now.
60 years.
60 years.
That's awesome. And you were telling me earlier that your dad and your grandpa.
Yep.
Raised.
Yep. Drove across the country looking a place to move out of Chicago, and they stopped in Tucson, fell in love with it, and 6 years later, we're still here.
Now, I haven't asked you this question, but what's your favorite part of the store?
I love it all.
Yeah?
I mean, it's the perfect business to be in.
Yes. Well, I noticed something just walking around, and I got to ask you about it. So, and I talked to you this when I met with you for Ideal the other day. What made you decide to try to carry only one of something? Like, you know, for instance, the thing I couldn't find anywhere was old shower faucets. I couldn't find them anywhere, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna go see if they got them at Ace. And somehow you guys had one just waiting out for me. And I was like, they knew I needed that.
Yeah, we cater to the customers when they come in and ask for something. If we don't have it, we find it. If the faucet was used in the neighborhood 60 years ago when the store opened, we still stock it, because there's a lot of the homes that are still the old home. Nobody's updated them, so they still need all the old faucets and doorknobs and old-fashioned window cranks and all that stuff.
So now, if you guys don't have it, can I talk to you guys and say, hey, this is what I need, and you guys will find it for us?
Yep, we'll find it, we'll order it, and search all over the world.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, you've got 8 other stores in town? Mostly on the east side, or?
Correct. Yeah, we have one of ours is on 9th and Euclid by the U of A, but the rest are all on the east side, and one in Corona de Tucson.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Some of the best candy. Who would have thought to come to Ace Hardware for soda, candy? It was down this aisle. I was walking, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's all the way toward the front.
It's just so far, you don't realize all the stuff that you have. I noticed that you guys have a phenomenal barbecue and rub section.
Yep, lots of sausage, rubs.
I thought, well, I guess now I need to come this direction for that.
Soda, over 200 different types of sodas from all over the world, all over the country. Anywhere from birch soda to celery.
Chocolate covered maple smoked bacon soda.
Yep, breakfast in a bottle.
It's got everything. Very, very cool, very cool. I was walking by something a minute ago, and it's called unicorn spit. It's in the front.
Right,
there. I was like, what is this?
That's a special paint.
Yeah, and I thought, great, now if I bring my kids here, they're gonna want me to buy unicorn spit.
Yep, we carry lots of little doodads and knickknacks and crazy stuff.
Now,
hats, we do engraving. If you want stuff personally engraved, we can do your Yeti, we can make you wood plaques, all sorts of different things.
Oh, so you guys will engrave on wood and metal? And
correct.
So if I bring something in, you guys will engrave on it, or
yep.
stuff that
as long as it fits in this machine here, we're able to do it.
What's some of the newest stuff that you've added here?
Well, we've got, like, every year, this is our Christmas building, but right now it's big on outdoor living and fireplace. We do benches, lots of fireplace stuff, fireplace repair, and in the back we got a whole bunch of outdoor furniture and stuff for the backyards.
So when you got this place, was this the first store you guys opened in town, or was?
Yes, it was. Yeah, and it was in the first building you walked into, and that was the one in 62. And then we had a nursery, and then over the years we kept buying each building and adding on to it. So we went from basically 15,000 to 50,000 square feet.
Yeah.
And we're actually the first Ace west of the Mississippi.
Right.
So that moved out this far west.
And why did they end up in Tucson?
Well, they were driving to California to look at. They stopped in Tucson and really liked how Tucson was back in 1960. Kind of a small town, very cool.
Yeah.
And they stayed.
Like everybody else, once you
Yep.
come, it's hard to get out of here.
Exactly.
That's
You
cool.
know, and I think they drove in February or March, so
That'll do
they
it.
left snow and came to 80, 90 degrees.
That's great. What was here before? What?
Believe it or not, this used to be Pizza Pub.
Really?
It was a small pizza restaurant.
Yeah.
And then next door was Wong's Chinese Restaurant. And the building that's the next one over there used to be a health spa, an auto parts store, and liquor barn.
Oh.
So, and then in the building next door, we have a hobby shop.
Uh-huh.
So if you like trains, planes, automobiles,
Yes.
it stocks it.
And we heard that you're looking at opening a museum here shortly.
Yes,
on
eventually. I've been collecting cars since I was 14, so hopefully in the next 6 months we'll have a car museum that people could come visit.
stuff. What's your favorite one that you got?
Probably my car. I like Model Ts. I have the original Model T I bought, and my 65 Mustang I drove to high school.
Oh yeah.
Still have it.
The sentimental value of those.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. So one of the things I was noticing is I was trying to figure out how to explain this Ace, and I was like, it's like Tractor Supply and Lowe's and
Yep.
AutoZone all had a baby, but then I realized that's not the case too, because you got cooking supplies
Yep,
here.
lots of housewares, gadgets, cast iron skillets, appliances, cookie cutters. Here's a cool aisle right over here. The
Hey.
cookie cutters. Where did the cookie cutters
See,
go?
even Joe has trouble
Exactly.
finding which is his favorite aisle here.
Yeah, because we probably carry 200 different types of cookie cutters.
Oh yeah,
Here
there
we
they
go.
Oh,
There's the
that-
aisle.
Who knew? See,
Yeah,
you guys do that. Is quite the array
yeah.
of cookie cutters.
So, it was all baking aisles and stuff.
Oh, the prices are fantastic too.
Oh yeah, you can still buy stuff for under $1.
See, I didn't know this aisle existed either.
Yeah, I'm glad we found it.
Yeah.
So,
Joe knew it was here. We just
yeah,
had to figure out
it
which
used
one
to
it is.
be over there, and then it was over here. They
Aisle
love to move stuff.
77 with the,
Yep,
the massive
exactly.
amount of cookie.
So, and we have a
Cookie
kitchen too in here. We do, at one time before COVID, we did cooking demonstrations on different appliances and stuff to use. We got a huge barbecue section with Weber, Big Green Egg, and Traeger.
One of the things I really like is that you guys are now doing custom cabinets, I hear.
Yes, we have our own wood shop.
Yes.
So they'll do vanities, kitchen cabinets. They'll fix if you've got broken furniture, you could bring it in, they'll repair it.
Yes.
Do all sorts of things. And this is the rub aisle we were talking about.
Oh yeah,
and the
take
sauces.
a look at this. Now, I didn't see the one that I love buying, a hot sauce. I'm gonna have to tell you to get is called the Bomb. You ever heard of it?
I have.
It's terrible. It's the worst hot sauce in the world. But we do this hot wing challenge at my house.
Uh-huh.
So we invite people over and then feed them terrible sauces,
And that's one of them.
and that's one of them. So that's
And one of our big sellers, which duck fat.
what?
And it's a spray.
Really?
Yep. Spray your grill, your pans.
I like
and
it.
I didn't know about that. We started carrying that about a year ago, when we probably sell 300-400 a year.
Really?
So,
I didn't know about that either. Have to give that a shout out too.
yep.
Now you guys even got the green egg. You
Got the green egg, the new Traeger.
Oh yeah, look at that thing. That's a beast. I haven't even seen that one yet.
Yep. And we carry all the brands of the pellets. We carry blends of pellets, lots of Weber stuff, Weber little grills in different colors.
Yeah. See, I didn't. That's also nice to know. I wait till Costco comes in and out on their pellets, and
Yeah.
and your prices are really good too.
Yep.
Oh, and you got all the rubs and everything.
Yep.
You guys have everything here.
Yeah. Even Traeger t-shirts.
Traeger t-shirts, and then of course we have all of the regular stuff that normal Ace Hardwares have.
Yes.
So what made you decide to do that to this Ace Hardware rather than all of your Aces?
Well,
Was there a reason?
our store on Houghton and Valencia is big in barbecue, and they're also big in fishing and hunting
Uh-huh.
and hobbies. They have a big hobbies, RC cars and stuff in there. So we just listed the customers, if if things go out, like there's no hobby shops left in the city. So you just look at, there's a hole now, let's open our hobby shop.
Yeah.
We started with one aisle in the store, and people kept coming in wanting more and more stuff, so we kept adding, and then a building came available, bought the building, and now we got a full hobby shop.
So what is it? Because you're Ace, right, and you have the corporation of Ace. So what do they say? Is this common with Ace Hardwares to go bigger like this? Or?
Yeah, there's a lot of them that go into specialties. There's a bunch that are, I'd call them cookie cutters, but they're kind of the same. But then you have maybe 15% where the owners love to bring in stuff for the area or stuff that their community needs, and just keep building and building the business. And the more you add, the more you sell.
Right. And Ace is like, we love it? Or?
Oh, yeah, they love it. They want that. They want the niches.
Yeah. Do you have to get approved from them?
No.
Or?
No, you like the barbecue was one of the things Ace was pushing about 5-10 years ago. And once you jump on board and do it, your sales skyrocket. And you know, I never would thought that people would spend $4,000 or $5,000 for a barbecue grill, but if you love to cook outdoors, it's well worth it.
Yeah, those triggers are good too.
The front of the store, in the windows, we put some murals. This mural here is the store when it opened up in 61, 62, and that's what it used to look like with the zigzag roof and stuff. And then the next mural is a store my dad and grandfather, which they're standing in front of it, had in Downers Grove, Illinois.
Which one's dad, which one's grandpa?
This one's my dad, and that's my grandfather. And this was an Ace Hardware they had on Milwaukee Avenue in Chicago, and that's my dad when he was 18.
Oh, wow.
So, and that store, believe it or not, was only 1,500 square feet.
Really?
And they had an apartment upstairs the family lived at.
Yeah.
So, and the next picture, even though it looks old, it's our 9th Street store. So I brought some of my old cars out there and filmed in it, and that's kind of a replica of the store they had in Downers Grove with the old Ace labels or logos on it and stuff. So
that's neat. That is cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. So how long did they work at did they work at any of these?
They I hate to say it, my parents,
around.
no, unfortunately they're not. My mom and dad, both heavily involved in the business, they worked up until the day they died.
Really?
They loved the business also, and once you have that passion, it's hard to leave.
Yeah.
You know, and it keeps you going.
That keeps you alive, yeah,
exactly.
for sure.
Gives you a lot of drive.
Tell people that all the time. As soon as you retire, give up on something,
oh yeah,
the Lord just takes you off the earth.
Exactly, and you just need the passion for the business, and they have it. And so, and hopefully, I'm the 3rd generation. I could pass it on to the 4th and the 5th, and just keep it going. And now we're coming into the hobby shop, and then there's Murals, which one of my favorite cars, the Bullet Mustang.
Yeah, I saw you driving a Mustang the other day at Ideal.
Yep, that was it.
We'll have to go for a little race.
Now I'll have to find the key to this building.
Oh, lottery ticket day.
Yep. Let me go turn the lights on.
So, what made you decide to do the hobby shop here? Customers again?
Well, that and all the hobby shops closed. I got in with a train club, and they couldn't buy G-scale trains anywhere. So we brought in G-scale trains, and they did real well. So then we brought in the other trains, and we had a small section in the main store, and then this building came available. So now we have HO, we got plastic models, we've got RC cars, RC airplanes, and military stuff.
Yeah, this is neat.
Yeah, we got Legos, because that's another big hole, and the store's a little messy right now. They're stocking, but we got a whole big counter full of Legos.
Who would have known that we could have bought Legos at Ace Hardware?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, with Toys R Us gone.
Right? Yeah.
It stuffed another hole in the community.
And here's Joe picking up the
the
holes. So, Joe, when are you going to make all of your Aces like this?
Yeah, that would be a great thing. As soon as you could start building them
Oh,
at
yeah.
an affordable price.
Yeah, that, well,
If you can make module additions, we could just keep adding
we're
on to
working
the
on it.
hardware store.
We're working on it together. We'll get that squared
Yeah.
away. You guys even have all of the Star Wars and
Yep.
Marvel.
And the Gundam stuff here is real popular.
Yeah, and your prices are better than buying them at the Disney store for sure.
That's it, exactly.
On your site, I saw you have Pokemon cards now.
We do. We sell Pokemon cards. Where they are, I don't know, but
Yeah.
they're in here somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. So that's neat. So do you have besides collecting cars? Do you have a hobby besides that? Or?
Mainly cars.
Yeah.
I've collected cameras over the years and stuff like that. I have some license plates I've collected.
Yeah.
And I have die-cast cars and all that. And I have models I built when I was probably 12, 13 years old that I still have today.
Yeah.
You know.
So one of the things that we do that I think is super important is we get people to use their hands, and how important that is. Do you think that growing up and using your hands on cars and automotives has made you more successful in your later days,
Oh,
being
yeah.
able to associate that stuff too?
Exactly. It gives you ideas of the nuts and bolts you need to stock, bringing in parts for the cars, the plumbing stuff you need, all the brass fittings,
Right.
the hose. And that's what we do. If we don't have stuff that people come in for, we add it to nuts and bolts. We probably have the largest selection of nuts and bolts in the city.
Right. What are some of the struggles that Ace Hardware goes through now? With the pandemic and labor. You guys haven't.
Well, one of the problems is finding knowledgeable people,
Yeah.
because schools don't have, wood shop anymore, metal shop, automotive. Back when I went to school, you could do all that stuff. Now you can't.
Yeah.
So, and it's great what you guys are doing, because it's going to train a lot of people to work with their hands, build stuff, because in probably 10 years, most of the guys that are doing construction are older. There won't be guys to build anything.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Cool. So now we are in the cabinet shop.
Yep.
What made you decide to start building cabinets? Kitchen remodel of
Yeah,
your own house?
no. Well, we just started with a small shop in our warehouse, and it just kept expanding. And pretty soon this building behind the hobby shop was available. So we just added this in and got 3 guys with lots of talents that could build anything you want. We've probably been doing this 8 to 10 years now. And we've done a lot of kitchens, a lot of furniture repair. If you could dream it, these guys can build it.
So now you can come for your chocolate maple bacon soda and your kitchen cabinets.
Yep, exactly.
That's pretty cool. So can they come in for custom design? Will you draw it out, or do they
Yep,
need to bring in?
They'll draw it out. They'll visit you at your site, wherever you want. Closets, anything. Entertainment centers.
I like this. I love the smell too.
Yep, exactly.
The smells are good.
Yeah, growing up, we had 7 members of the family. So every time you went to a restaurant, they'd always seat you at a table for 6. So you're always cramped. So I always said, when we have kids, we'll always have an even number so we get a right table. And this actually is an old house that was built for the Chinese cooks when that was a Chinese restaurant. Really? They would bring Chinese guys in here for about 6 months at a time, and they'd live in here, and they'd rotate them through.
All right, so this is Power Tools?
Yeah, this is our Ace Outdoor Power Center.
Which I didn't know existed either. Actually,
Yeah.
I drove by it, but I didn't realize it was part of Ace.
Yep, they sell rain barrels, power equipment, steel, Husqvarna, Echo. We
So-
do all the repairs and everything all in-house. And
Yeah. Now, was this always Ace, or did you guys
No,
buy
it
this?
was
This used to be
Irv's Rental
Irv's
facility.
Rental. Yeah, did they
So-
all go out of business everywhere?
Yeah, they did. And what we did is, because I'm a kind of a historical kind of guy, and I made tin signs of kind of the history of Irv's Rental
that
and
is
what the
what it was.
buildings used to be. And since they were here the whole time we were good friends with them, and had a relationship probably for 55 years.
So you sell and rent, is that right
And the
here?
grandson of Irv's is still working in the same
Oh, yeah?
facility, John, over there.
Hey, John.
So
Yeah, that's
he's
awesome.
been in the same building for how many years, John?
Probably about 30.
30 years.
Oh, wow.
So, and he looks like he's 29.
That's right. It's in the water, I guess. Huh? Yeah.
That is.
Yeah, that's awesome. So let's see. You've got chainsaws. You've got everything.
Yeah.
Trimmers.
Even lots of lawnmowers and lawn tractors selling in Tucson, Arizona.
Right.
So,
Right.
which is crazy.
Who would have thought?
You can mow your artificial grass.
You know, I heard a stat. I don't actually know if it's true that Arizona has some of the most amount of boats for a state.
That's true.
Like,
It is.
You wouldn't.
So, do you have a boat?
I do not. It's
Oh.
one of the only things I
Would
don't.
you like to buy one? And this is our parts center.
Oh, awesome.
And we try to have all the common parts all in stock all the time. And with COVID right now, it's a little harder to get stuff.
Right.
But we still maintain a pretty good stock level of everything.
So you do like trenchers and backhoes or any of that stuff?
No,
Or
just
the small stuff.
trenchers we could do, but backhoes, big tractors
Right.
and stuff we don't do. It's all basically the power equipment
Right.
on yard work and stuff
Now,
like that.
will you work on all brands?
Yeah, yeah. Well, we can go next door to
Yeah, let's take a look
the
at that.
repair center.
So what made you decide to grab this when it came up?
Well, we hired Paul, which was a steel employee, and he talked about, if you built a power center, they will come. So
Right.
we started it in the store, kind of like the hobby shop, and then moved it into an office area we had. And then this came available, and bigger's better, just keep adding to it, and it's really taken off.
Right.
And this is our repair facility.
Oh yeah.
Some of our top-notch mechanics right
Yeah.
here.
Look at that.
So
They look like a bunch of studs.
they are, and feel this shop air conditioned. Isn't
Yeah.
this
Wait
beautiful?
a second. I know what's
You
going
know,
on with
They
that.
actually pay to work here because it's so
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So-
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not just swamp then, or it's AC.
No, it
huh?
is just swamp coolers,
Oh man,
but
that's-
it works
you're s-
well.
We know that they're good because their swamp coolers are working well.
Yep, exactly. We do leaf blowers, chainsaws, lawnmowers. What else do you guys do? Blower backpacks?
Yeah, we do
Lawn
battery
tractors.
as well.
What brand do you guys end up fixing the most?
A little bit of all of them.
Most of it now is a fuel problem with everything. And what we also offer, we have in-house sharpening too. And one of our offices on the way back, we could stop there and I'll show you our sharpening center.
That's
they do
awesome.
chainsaws and knives and anything with an edge.
There's not a lot of places that do that in town anymore.
No, that's another thing that's gone away. And we actually bought Chuck Sharpening Service
Okay.
and got all of his equipment and moved it down here.
It's awesome.
And here's Paul.
There's Paul.
Yeah, he's our outdoor.
That's what I like.
Guy.
You see how he's got it in his pocket? There we go, Paul. Good
Yeah.
job. Yeah.
So he's thinking of taking the course.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
We love it. We're almost full for July. We went from 13 to 50 in 6 months. We were just going to go to 200, but we'll probably open 200 students in Phoenix and 200 here.
Wow.
So my original plan was 12 students, 24 students, 54 students. I figured, I could do that. But we got such great support and got everything rolling that we go from 12 to 50 to 400.
That's great.
But that's the problem we have, and
Yeah.
it's nuts. And so it's like, we're all.
Not necessarily a bad problem.
It's not, but it's you want to grow gradually, but the problem is so huge that if we don't tackle it now, we're all going to be in serious problems, especially when all the old guys are retired. Most of my great guys look like you guys. Not that that's a bad thing,
Yeah.
but that's
They're good looking, huh?
They're good looking. They're good looking guys, but they're at that age. So
We'll go take a little quick tour of sharpening.
yes, thanks. Man, you got all these hidden rooms in here,
Yeah.
and pinball machine.
And pinball machines. Yeah, this is our sharpening center. Right now, since it's early morning, our guy Nick isn't here yet, but we obviously do chainsaw blades, we do knives, and basically anything with an edge we could do circular saw blades, hand saws, drill bits.
So how do you sharpen one of these? Do you know?
There's actually a machine over there made by Steel that he uses.
And there you go. I have always wondered So they sharpen each, man,
Each one
that's
by itself.
That's tedious.
Well, once he gets his rhythm down and he uses these nice old computer chairs to sit in, and he
No
just
big deal.
all day long, basically that's what he does. And that's probably the thing we sharpen the most is chainsaw blades.
Now,
Nonstop.
I always have this question in my head. It seems, is it cheaper to sharpen it than to buy a new one? I'm guessing it does.
It's cheaper to sharpen them.
Really?
But you can only sharpen them for so long, and then they lose their rake, I believe it's called, and then it loses a lot of its cutting efficiency. But they can readjust the rake, and they get the angle right. There's quite a science to sharpening a chainsaw blade.
Oh, I believe
I know
it.
a lot of guys in the field do it with a file, but this thing does a precision and edge on it, and works out real nice.
That's I've always wondered exactly what that looks like. Now I know,
Yeah,
and now you all know too. That's,
exactly.
Rather than buy a new one, now there's probably some chainsaw blades that just aren't made anymore.
But we can make chainsaw blades. You come in with your old one or your model number, we could put together a blade.
See,
And they do that at Outdoor Power.
Ace is the place. Well, Joe's Ace on 22nd and Colton is the place. Well, and the other ones are pretty good too.
Yeah, exactly.
This is my
Yeah.
favorite one.
Well, cool.
It's now my new favorite one. Now that I actually know everything else that goes on too. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, altogether we employ 208 people.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, is that is that about where you stay, or would you prefer to have more in
No,
there?
that's right now we're at pretty full. I think we have a couple of openings, but everything's good right now. We've hired some more people, but things have hopefully leveled out and everybody stays.
Awesome. Oh, they also do screens too. I bring my
Yeah, we
screens
repair
here
screens, we do
all the
glass
time.
windows, and we've had a lot of employees that have been here 30, 35 years.
Yeah.
So a lot of them that started 18, 19 years old, eventually work their way up, become a store manager, and retire out.
Yeah. Now, Ace also, you told me they were doing a handyman program in
Right,
the
Ace
East.
bought out the handyman franchise out of Colorado, and now you could buy zip codes, and it's called Ace Handyman Service, and have your own handyman business. Be great for one of your students to.
Yeah, we're very excited about that,
Yeah.
actually. Are you a pinball fan? What are these doing here? I mean,
Well, since I collect fire trucks, they're actually fire pinball machines.
fire pinball machines.
Yeah, a little dusty, but they still, hopefully, all still work. Well, you're now standing in our Ace Museum, which will then be eventually part of the car museum too. We'll have a room in there with that. But it's products and stuff Ace sold over the years, and toys, and we've got some battery, like this battery here is back when they called it Ace Stores, before it was.
Look at that.
Yeah, so this battery's from probably the 20s, maybe the early 30s, and if anything says Ace Stores on it, it's one of the original products that Ace started with. So, and we've been collecting this stuff ever since we opened, so anytime we found anything unique, we saved.
Now, was your grandpa, your dad a collector, or did that
My
kinda
dad
hit you?
was it somewhat, but I'm probably the big collector junkie. I have a lot of stuff, and it's just neat because, you know, if you don't save part of history, it's gone.
Yeah. Now, did that get passed down to any of your kids?
Yeah, they're all like it. I always tell them, you know, when I'm gone, I'm really sorry that what
yeah,
I've left you.
Yeah, they got a
So-
little bit of work to do.
Yeah, exactly.
They either have to keep it up or figure out what to do with it. But
Yeah.
hopefully,
So the good
keep
thing
it up.
is, if it all winds up in the auto museum, then it's all contained under one roof.
That's perfect. Now, do any of your kids work at Ace?
Yep, 3 of them do right now, and possibly 4. They seem to all have the same passion for the business, and my parents and grandparents would be very proud that it's continuing.
Yeah.
Because so often the son takes over the business, or the second or third generation, and it doesn't do so well.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's always been a thing in the back of my head. You don't want to be that guy.
Right.
So you work harder to make it bigger and better. And what they did, if it worked well, you just continue with what they do.
Yep.
And keep the passion alive.
Yeah, the apprentice has to outdo the master.
That's it. Exactly.
Yeah.
You're a kung fu guy.
Yeah, exactly. You know, little by little. You know.
Yeah.
keep telling my kids. I say you got to earn it. You got to work for it.
Yep,
It's
exactly.
Very important. That's neat.
Well, thank you.
Did you guys make the table or buy the
We
table?
did. The table's made in the wood shop.
All right. Showing off their skills.
Exactly.
What's your favorite thing in here?
Oh, I like those
Battery?
batteries. Those
Those are.
batteries, because there can't be very many around. And what's funny is people know I collect this, so if they go to a yard sale and they find old Ace stuff, they'll buy it and come bring it to me.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so, yeah, we have a pipe wrench here too. That's Ace stores also. And right there.
I have one of those.
You really?
I do, yeah.
It says Ace stores?
I'm pretty sure it does.
Oh, really?
And I
That'd
didn't,
be very cool.
I didn't realize it till there.
Yeah.
It's that old. It looks just like
Oh,
that.
yeah, that pipe wrench is going on probably 100 years old.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I have that. Mine's a little smaller, actually. But I'm pretty sure it's the same one.
Yeah.
I have to go look at it now.
And then we have stuff like they gave away at the Ace shows. Looks like a spray paint can, but it's an old radio. And it advertises the labels from probably the 70s is what that's from. And I'll save Ace golf balls when they had Ace label golf balls. And then they did a lot of Ace banks. And this was a line of Ace paint from the 70s called Happy Days. And then people don't know what these are anymore, but they're ashtrays.
Right?
They
Yeah.
used to give those away at the Ace show.
Do they still do Ace shows?
They do. We do 2 a year. And they move them around the country. And the next one's going to be in Chicago.
Is that where Ace started with Chicago?
That's where Ace started in 1924.
Now, you said that your grandpa had, what, like number 8 of Ace?
Well, we
store,
had, he bought a store with number 11.
11.
And when they opened their next store, it was number 150. So we had the 150th Ace.
Right.
And then this store, when it opened, there was only 420 Aces. So that shows you how old this store is. And now they're probably at about 6,000 to 7,000 stores all over the world.
Thank you for taking some time with us at the Ideal Minute with Joe Findus at the coolest Ace anywhere.
Anywhere.
I was going to say in Tucson, but anywhere I've ever been, by far the coolest Ace, and we appreciate you taking the time. It is more than you can imagine, and it's Joe Findus.
Findus.
Joe Findus, spelled
Very
with a
good.
Z, right?
With a Z.
With a Z, yes.
Yeah.
It'll autocorrect the finds.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, exactly.
So I appreciate everything you've
Appreciate
said
it
and
too.
done.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it.